Everybody, the world is burning. This channel, we're documenting the decline of the Western civilization, specifically the economic side of things. It is Christmas time. I've searched up on TikTok cost of living Christmas. We're going to see how people are finding it this Christmas. I hope you're all staying strong and you're going to have a good Christmas. But I've been saying to all my friends and family, this isn't the Christmas to be extending yourself and doing Christmas on credit. This might be one where you have to take a step back and actually look at the reality of the situation. So let's start with this one, Christmas reality. Let's go. I ain't seen any of these videos, guys. We're watching these fresh together.
Getting a Christmas present from me this year, and here's why. I'm the skint mate, quite frankly. I'm not embarrassed to admit it either, because I live in London and I also don't earn in line with the cost of living. So it's really fucking hard. And there are a lot of people in the same position and a lot of people who are worse off, which is heartbreaking. I keep seeing these extravagant gift guides, cashmere jumpers and pajamas and gold pens and shit that you just don't need anyway. But people were pressured into buying all of this stuff and end up in debt or really punish themselves that they can't afford all of these nice things to give out to people, and worrying about buying all of this party food when in reality a lot of people can't actually afford their regular food, their food shop of the week. I think the ironic thing about Christmas is that it's supposed to be this really happy time, and for a lot of people it's not, for a lot of reasons. It could be for money struggles or having a dysfunctional family where you don't see your mum or your dad and you're not spending it together, and people will ask you, when are you going home for Christmas, or you know, who are you seeing over Christmas, like hope you have a great time with the family. That can really trigger some people. I think it's important to remember that not everyone will have the same Christmas as you, and just take this as a reminder that you can't give what you don't have. So there's no need to punish yourself and there's no need to give into these extravagant gift guides. Even my boyfriend getting a giant lump of coal on Christmas Day. No, I'm joking. I will be the present. And that should be enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to this girl, Elsa. She's hit the nail on the head here. This is the reality of Christmas this year. Don't be going into credit. Don't be racking up the credit cards just to have a good Christmas. You know, have a nice low-key one. Yeah, I've been seeing the adverts online for some of these present gifts and things like that, and it's just so expensive. We've got someone in the comments here. I find it so overwhelming, honestly. Yeah, I think we all do. Josie, Xmas is all commercialised anyways. You can always make some Xmas cookies or something as a cheap alternative. Yeah, you're going to have to get creative this Christmas, guys. Don't buy into it, and please, please, please don't wreck your financial situation just for a good Christmas.
Due to the cost of living this Christmas, I'll be getting everyone a gifted smile. That's actually a thoughtful gift because I barely smile. Or I'll just get you a candle. I don't know. Due to the cost...
Listen, guys, it's a bit of a joke, but, you know, I don't think everyone can get presents this year in the extended family. I know a lot of people, I saw an article the other day, I think like 70% of families in the UK are doing Secret Santas or something crazy like that. So you're only having to buy one present. It's not a bad way of doing it.
You can buy a Christmas dinner for 6 people from Tesco for £12.54 if you can find a turkey small enough. Turkeys are now £3 a kilo if you have a club card. A 3.2 kilo turkey will cost you £9.
Yeah, we have to sort this Tesco club card situation out as well. How can the club card get you a £2 discount on the turkey? It's like everything when you go in Tesco. Leave me comments. Have you got a club card? I have one personally. They are free, but yeah, it's a way of taxing people, I see, you know, who just aren't willing to sign up for something.
12 Yorkshire puddings will cost you £1.25. Sage and onion stuffing mix will cost you 45p. Gravy granules will cost you 50p. And then you buy the vegetables that have been offered this week, like the sprouts for 15p a pack. 2 kilograms of spuds, 15p also. A bag of carrots, also 15p. Parsnips, 15p. And as an optional extra, you could add broccoli or swap it with the parsnips. Altogether, it'll cost you £12.54, which is just over £2 per person. However, this deal is missing pigs in blankets, which cost £2.75 at Tesco for 10. So the most basic Christmas dinner will fetch you £12.54, but if you can spare it in your budget, add whatever extras you can.
Yeah, it's not Christmas without pigs in blankets in the UK. Shout out cost of living crisis tips. Follow this guy, everyone. Oh, I thought I just followed him. Follow this guy. He's doing the Lord's work out here. He's doing some good work, this guy.
I've got to do the negatives with the positive. Tesco's have done something positive this year. Obviously, they normally have vegetable prices for Christmas, but they've extended the range this year, which is fantastic. Have a look what they've got. My advice is go out there, bulk buy them, put them in the store cupboard. It will last you for a few weeks after Christmas and you can use it, because these prices straight after Christmas, it goes back up. Have a look.
Here we go, going into Tesco's now, having a look. So we've got the broccoli, 15 pence, normally at 78p.
Notice the 15p's for club card people only. Honestly, guys, look into it. Get yourself a club card if you go to Tesco's. You're kind of a fool if you're buying at Tesco's without the club card.
A bargain price. Then we've got parsnips, again 15p, awesome price. And then we have carrots, normally 48p, but now guess what? Yes, 15 pence. And then finally sprouts, normally 95p, now 15 pence. And the main thing, potatoes, 99p to 15 pence, and that is a bargain. They've extended the range now to red cabbage, normally 80p, now 15 pence, which again is absolutely fantastic. And swede from 69p to 15p.
So get down to Tesco's, get these in, stock your cupboards, and then you'll have a great couple of months.
Yeah, honestly, guys, Tesco's, that's fantastic. If they're gonna put all those on for 15p with the club card, you can't be angry with that, because that's a lot of vegetables for such a cheap price.
After 12 years of...
I'm not doing any
Sainsbury's
songs.
are offering a Christmas dinner for 5 people for less than £20, but this is how you get it for £12.85. You'll need a nectar card for this offer. First off, whatever the weight of the turkey is, times it by 3. And that's the real price. The price on the turkey is the non-nectar price. This is based on a 2.8 kilo turkey as advertised by Sainsbury's. Then what you get is some pigs in blankets for £2.50. Then a tub of gravy for 60 pence in meaty variety or available in vegetarian as well. Then you get a pack of sage and onion stuffing mix for 40 pence. And buy all your vegetables like your Brussels sprouts for 19 pence. Your parsnips for 19 pence. Your swedes for 19 pence. A bag of carrots and a bag of potatoes, also 19 pence each. The offer is based on a sherry trifle, which is £4.50 with a nectar card. My store didn't have any in stock. But if you don't count the dessert and just stick with the main ingredients, or make your own or get a cheaper dessert, the main meal will only fetch you back £12.85, which is a cracking deal.
Yep, can't go wrong with that deal. I mean, previously in Christmases, people are spending hundreds of pounds on the food. So yeah, follow this guy. He's got some top tips. He tells you exactly where the cheapest things are.
This time last year was a really crazy time for us. The house just was not selling. So we had no offers on the house. The house had been up for sale for a couple of months. We were really gunning for wanting to go travelling and setting everything up. But we just didn't have that offer on the house, and we were worried that the house prices were going to drop and we were going to have to drop to a lower amount and maybe not be able to do as much travelling as we were hoping for. And it came to Christmas and Humphrey passed away, and it just didn't work. Like, I suddenly thought, you know, I don't want to do this at all. I don't want to do this. I want to stay at home. At Christmas time in the UK, and I was trying to make it so magical for the girls. I was trying to buy them as much as I possibly could, get all the food in, sort out all of the timings of doing... I wanted to take them to Panto, but the Panto was just going to be excruciatingly expensive for all of us to go, so we couldn't afford to do that. We went to all of the Christmas markets, but we found the cost of that was really expensive to be able to feed all of us whilst we went to a Christmas...
Yeah, Christmas markets, they're nice to walk around, but when you start buying stuff... I don't know if any other countries have Christmas markets, but yeah, the UK Christmas markets are a little bit of a scam these days, in my opinion.
And we actually ended up just being in McDonald's every time we went because the price was just far too expensive for like even one mulled wine, let alone any food for the girls. So, you know, I found that last year Christmas was all about money. Really was, and whether we had it or not. I remember me and Chris standing there on Christmas Day, and we just said to each other, we just don't want to be here. like, and we promised each other that no matter what, even if the house didn't sell and we weren't able to do this travelling, we promised each other that we would be away for Christmas next year. And whilst we're being here now in the Philippines, the girls are jumping in the pool behind me, and it's just like, it is, I feel so much more relief. We've got Christmas Day sorted. I'll let you know more about that when the time comes. But it's a couple of days before Christmas. I've done all the shopping for my nieces and nephews. That's already in the post. Thank you, Amazon. And, you know, I feel nice, relaxed, and I'm enjoying my time with the girls. And
Yeah, we've seen a lot of people go abroad for Christmases these days. If you look in these comments as well, there's lots of people saying Spain. Yeah, some people are in Australia, things like that. So yeah, Christmas is changing. People are staying in the UK for it.
Getting excited about Christmas? I know I am.
In Santa's grotto today, the old Christmas song said it's the most wonderful time of the year. It's certainly the most expensive for millions.
I think Christmas is going to be different for everyone this year, but it's all about people coming together and being as joyful as they can.
And have you got any tips to help with the festive finances?
Yeah, toys and some sustainable toys and bits and pieces like that, second-hand bits that were cleaned up. I think it's important. You end up buying a lot of new stuff otherwise.
We went behind the scenes at the Salvation Army Toy Bank in Portsmouth. Here Santa's elves, also known as volunteers Anne and Maggie, are hard at work. Last year the organisation handed out presents to 76,000 households across the UK.
Just want to pause this here and look at this top comment from Saul. My teacher spent £69.50 in Meadowhall Winter Wonderland just for a picture with Santa and had to pay for the picture, and the elves told her kids free. Yeah. Sheffield Meadowhall paying 70 quid for a picture with Santa. Absolutely insane stuff.
Here they're spreading the joys and of course the toys of Christmas to many families whose children otherwise just wouldn't get gifts like this. Christmas in a cost of living crisis is compounding the financial pressures on millions.
Seeing my family, having some roast dinner.
One of those getting help here is mum of two, Paige Mellish. She has great support from friends and family, but she's off work sick and Christmas brings daunting financial outgoings.
With the cost of living, everything's now gone up quite a lot. So what we was able to get last year is a big hit this year that you're like, oh wow, hold on a sec.
Yeah, and that's the thing, guys. Compare your receipts from this year to last year. If you know what you paid, it's going to be so much more expensive for the same amount of things due to the cost of living and inflation.
Like, that's gone up so much, I can't afford that, and you put it back.
Now, after years of high inflation putting people under budgetary pressure, the Salvation Army expects the need for help to be greater than ever in many areas.
As you can see, we've got a lot of toys here that have been donated to help families that are struggling this year to be able to buy toys themselves. And because these costs of living have gone up, of course, everybody's having to pay more just for basic things in life, aren't they? Heating, electricity, food. So all those things all together, they make it tough for people.
New costs of Christmas research provided exclusively to ITV News show typically each person is spending more than £120 just to travel for Christmas and more than £28 on cards. And other findings show overall we'll be spending above £1,800 per person on the coming festivities.
There you go. Yeah, guys. That might be what they're forecasting. Please don't be doing that. This is the year not to be spending that much per person. Yeah, that's a shocking amount, especially with the cost of living and everything else you have to pay as well. It's not like real life goes on pause whilst this is going on.
There you go.
And the new findings take us back to the time of the Teletubbies, because since the 1990s, costs of Christmas have gone up almost 300%, even allowing for inflation. In the early days of Buzz Lightyear and Spice Girl Barbies, the average festive cost was around £460. I saw a Christmas card today and it says it's beginning to cost a lot like Christmas, which just about defines it.
The Christmas holidays last so much longer these days. So we have more traditions, We have more parties, more activities, you know, even Christmas Eve boxes. It all adds up, and especially if you have more than one child.
10 days to Christmas, and this is how London's Oxford Street looks. All this shopping has brought a debt warning that around 1 in 5 of those who borrow to fund the festivities will take more than a year to repay.
Yeah, see, that's outrageous, guys. So it's going to take you over a year, so you'll still be paying for this Christmas by the time next Christmas rolls around. That's unsustainable, and please, please, please don't be doing that.
People have told us that they're not going to be able to afford Christmas. That rises to a third of people who have children, and that 4 million people are going to be turning to credit just to be able to pay to put Christmas dinner on the table this year.
Yeah, guys, it's a sad state of affairs. You know, people are going to be struggling just to fund the food. That's why those previous videos where you can do it on the cheap from cost of living tips, please try and follow his tips and get some of these deals in to get a nice Christmas dinner, you know, for under 30 quid. That's what we've got to be aiming for this year. We'll do one more and then we'll get out. But leave me a comment, guys. I want to know, are you spending more this year? Are you spending less this year? What's your thoughts on the Christmas spending? And what's your plan? How are you doing it this year? Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear. We'll do one more and then we'll get out of here.
Heavily. Like, I've got a 1.5-year-old. We couldn't have the Christmas we wanted because our rent's gone up so much.
It's very difficult for us because especially when you have children, you have to make sure get everyday milk, everyday shopping. You can't live with nothing. So it's so difficult.
How has the cost of living affected you this Christmas time?
I started playing in this mall exactly a year ago, but compared to then, donations are down pretty much exactly 50%.
All the prices have gone up quite significantly.
Yeah, guys, even like buskers and things like that, they're hitting it because people don't have the disposable income. We're moving from a cashless to a cashless society as well, so people don't have the change to just throw in whilst they're walking past. So yeah, it's always good to hear from people on the ground, people who are busking, things like that. How are they doing financially? Because, you know, when times when people have spare money, they'll give it, but if not, they just won't.
So yeah, it's quite hard. It's impacted how much eating costs, for example.
This year, The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald conducted polling which shows that people are spending less at Christmas. So we've come to the streets to ask people individually about how their Christmases have been affected.
I have a mortgage which has pretty much doubled in the past 2 years. I've had to be more selective with who I buy presents for. And
had to put a cap on Christmas presents for the presents for the girlfriend.
Is she okay with that?
No comment.
But everything is so expensive. Just trying to get like a small gift and like a meaningful gift is super difficult. Trying to even fathom moving out. I'd love to move to Melbourne or Sydney or something. Is so insurmountable, and it's not a concept that I can really think about without having a little mental breakdown.
I've noticed the difference in retail in terms of what people are prepared to spend. I myself have had to put quite a lot of restrictions on what I can afford to gift to people.
Yeah, guys, and you are going to have to put
I've
some
got a 1.5.
restrictions on. Don't feel bad about it. If anyone makes you feel bad about it, they're just living in La La Land. Jamie T. Huskinson here. Me and wife agreed not to get presents for each other this year. We're paying $450 for a tiny 2-bedroom apartment, so we broke. Honestly, brother, I don't know where you live in, but $450 for an apartment these days is amazing. But you've got the right mindset. You're not going into debt for the Christmas period. Leave me a comment, guys. I want to know how you're feeling it this Christmas, how it's been going so far. Yeah, and on to the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.